I warned him. I did warn him that this will happen. I said, do not show any footage from the Olympics. If you want to talk about it, that's fine. But do not show video footage. Just show images. Most people have seen what you're going to talk about. Most people are aware. There's no need to show video footage because they are going to copyright strike you and you are going to lose your stream. So basically, less people will be informed by whatever it is you want to talk about if you show footage. But he did show footage, and now his watch has ended. Could have been avoided. It's unfortunate. But it is what it is. And it's the International Olympic Committee that's being the asshole here. I mean, what did you expect? You saw the opening of the Olympics. You know that they are some of the most awful people on earth. Greedy, very greedy, morally decayed. So what can we expect besides something like this? Now, to be honest, they're not the only greedy fucks out there. Eurovision does the exact same thing. Basically, copyright striking anything that has even 3 seconds worth of footage. And this is against the concept of fair use because the Digital Millennium Copyright Act is designed to help you protect your intellectual property. In other words, it's designed so that you can be able to monetize it and you don't have like random individuals just taking the whole footage and uploading it on their channel and making money, thus diverting revenue away from you to someone else. It's actually not against the MCA if you just provide a couple of seconds worth of footage in order to add commentary. It's a completely different product. It is made for a completely different clientele. Reviews are considered fair use. Political commentary is considered fair use. And even actually taking the footage without adding any commentary is still allowed if it's just like 20 seconds or 10 seconds in order to make a trailer. But again, any type of footage that is released, the International Olympic Committee now is going to try to take it down. Now, I will give them the benefit of the doubt that because Eurovision does the same shit, right? Like they want to generate the buzz. They want to have people talking about it. Oh, look, they're copyright striking the thing. So that people will be curious to see what's getting copyright striked and they go on the official channel and thus they generate views. It's illegal. They're not supposed to do this, but who the fuck is going to sue them? Like, you're not going to have, like, some random YouTuber that has 100,000 subscribers decide to lawyer up and sue the International Olympic Committee, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to suck it. That's what you're going to do. But the interesting thing with the International Olympic Committee is that unlike Eurovision, which does this as a marketing tool in order to get more people to watch the official videos, the Olympic Committee apparently took down its own video. So they're not doing this in order to generate more views. They're doing this in order to bury the corpses, in order to make sure that no one gets to review that morally decaying abomination of opening ceremony. Now, here's the interesting thing, and this is why I believe they're doing this. People have noticed that in the opening part of the ceremony, and I'm not going to show it here because I want you guys to actually hear this out. I don't want this video to be taken down. I want you to be informed. You probably have seen the Olympic ceremony, right? Like, you must have seen it up until now. There is that Last Supper mockery. Now, if you look to the left, you will see that there is a Chinese child over there. There is an underage person that is sitting at the table. And next to that child is a ball sack. I'm not kidding. That is in the footage. That is a grown-ass adult person dressed as a woman, and their nuts are hanging. I don't know how this was even possible. Like, when you create such a scene, it's not like a couple of friends getting together and taking a photo op. There are multiple people involved. There are people that are checking for these problems, for wardrobe malfunctions. Someone must have seen the man's nutsack hanging, and they didn't say anything. In fact, they decided that is what it should be published. That is what the whole world needs to see, because this is the Olympics, right? Like, this is the image of France now. This is what they're proud of. Emmanuel Macron is also proud of that shit. So I think this is why they're actually trying to bury all of the footage. This is why they're trying to hide all of that. And this is like, on top of the criticisms that they're getting, some of which they probably didn't expect. I mean, they even lost advertisers due to this. It wasn't the inclusion of LGBT themes. It was the mockery of Christianity. And it was the fact that the themes were the center stage, right? In order to include that, they had to exclude more than 97% of the people. There were no heteronormative gays being allowed there so that, everyone gets to pick and have what they like. No, it was like front and center, and the mockery of Christianity, as well as like some of the very bizarre themes and symbology with riding on a pale horse and all that shit. Like, they knew it will cause controversy, and they did it on purpose. Like, they wanted people to be offended, and that's literally what they got. But I think they offended people a lot more than they expected. Especially with the nutsack. And especially with the dance with kids next to drag queens. I mean, again, drag queens are part of the adult industry. I know they're trying to rebrand them and to make them seem like they're Santa Claus, and you cannot have children without a drag queen present. It's like they go together, right? Like, this is the new culture. This is what they're trying to promote. But the reality is, like, if you actually see videos with drag queens themselves talking, they say, no, like, we're part of the adult industry. Like, we're part of adult clubs. We're doing adult things. It's kind of like having strippers next to kids and constantly insisting it and constantly stuffing it down your throat and constantly trying to associate that these things go together. I genuinely, like, don't know where this trend came from. I do not understand why drag queens in particular, but it is what it is. And it seems to be like a liberal holiday now. It seems to be like a liberal celebration. It's part of the aesthetics. It's part of the decorum. Like a drag queen without a child present. Is it really a drag queen? This is the question that they want us to ask ourselves. So it's very bizarre. It's very weird, right? And a lot of people do not agree with this because we didn't get together and discuss that this is a good thing that's being imposed on us by certain gatekeepers that decide what we should see on television. And many people didn't like this, obviously. The backlash was quite significant, so now they're trying to hide the opening ceremony and pretend that it didn't happen. And I gotta say, they can be quite successful at it. If you guys remember the Trump video from Twitter, where he actually encourages the protesters to go home, and he says that, no, we're the party of law and order, we do not behave this way, please go home, return to your homes, right? Do not get in conflict with the police. That video, many people didn't see it because his account was taken down. And the media never mentioned it again until Elon Musk bought Twitter and Trump came back. Now, when that happened, all of a sudden they started mentioning it again. All of a sudden they started talking about it again. But for a while, for almost 3 years, people forgot that video even exists. And this is what they're going to try to do this here, right? Like, they're going to try to make it so that if you upload this in any way, whether it's fair use or not, it's going to be taken down. They do not want it on the internet. And, like, if you talk about it without showing the footage, it's just not as impactful, is it? It's just not as powerful. And this is what they're counting on, because they can then downplay. They can say, well, it wasn't so bad. People are exaggerating. Oh, people are homophobic. That's why they didn't like it. When in reality, I know LGBT people that didn't like it. There's nothing to like about the opening ceremony, except for the Gojira song. Like, that was fucking awesome. But yeah, so, now many people on X had this video taken down. Many people on YouTube had this video taken down. Any type of footage from it is going to be very difficult to come by. The only thing that I would expect, and this would be fucking awesome, if Elon Musk makes commentary himself and uploads it. Like, that would be really cool, because then they won't be able to take it down. They're not going to sue Elon Musk. Because you gotta understand how this works. The copyright strike, this is not YouTube. This is not X. The US government forces companies that are platforms to have a way for DMCA takedowns. Because otherwise they would be responsible. So, it's an automated system, and the way it works is that the Olympic Committee is going to file a request. And when that happens, the video automatically gets taken down. Now, the person who has the video taken down, they can file an appeal. And the Olympic Committee is the one that decides if the appeal goes through or not. And if the appeal doesn't go through, then the other person can sue the Olympic Committee. And normally, they have a case, but it's the Olympic Committee who's going to file an international lawsuit against a multi-billion, multinational dollar organization. Right? Elon Musk would. He would definitely would. So, like, if he were to upload the footage on his own account, on his own platform, and they asked to take it down, and he goes, no, fuck you, this is fair use, then he can sue them, and he can actually win. So, I hope that this would happen. Probably unlikely. But it would be a good way to have this as a repository, so that people from future generations can look back and see, wow, what a great opening ceremony. Who thought about that? Who had the mind, the creative genius to make something so beautiful? Let me know what you guys think, though, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.